Hello and welcome to this episode of Pixel Journey. Continuing with the October Halloween vibes, this video is going to be all about the game Phasmophobia. So Phasmophobia is the I Say With Love kind of janky game to where you and up to 3 buddies or people online, if you have cowards for friends, team up and investigate different houses to figure out what kind of ghostly entity is haunting the grounds. You can choose normal houses, there's some farmhouses, there's even schools and prisons to choose from. So there is a wide variety of different places that you can go to in this game. So of course, to figure out what kind of ghost is haunting the place, you will need to collect some evidence. Now, to get the evidence, you will need to use some tools, and you have to buy those tools before jumping into the game. Now, a lot of them are very basic. You will need a flashlight because a lot of the times the power's out. You will need to find the circuit breaker box and turn it back on yourself if it goes out. You will need some other things. I suggest the UV light to see if there's handprints after a ghost event, which we will talk about, don't worry. A lot of people suggest salt. Personally, me and my group of friends, we will typically bring a thermometer to check for freezing temperatures and an EMF reader just to see how eerie the place is. So select whatever tools you think is going to prepare you for your quest out into the world of the paranormal and set off. You will start out in your truck and it will give you the display of who is believed to be the ghost. It will give you their name and it will give you some criteria to try and get. A lot of the times it's get the group's sanity level under 25%, and that can happen if you're in the room with the ghost, experience a ghost event, or survive a hunt. And some of those can also go into other criteria, like have someone survive a ghost hunt. But they also vary with each ghost. So grab up to 3 pieces of equipment and make your way in the house. Now, my group, we will typically go through with someone holding a thermometer and someone holding an EMF just to try and figure out where in the house the ghost is haunting specifically. A lot of times it'll be in the specific room that it likes, or it can move. And also keep in mind, under the name in the truck of the ghost, it will let you know if this ghost is open to everyone being in the same room to participate in your investigation, or some need to be single. You need to have only one person testing or doing whatever like clue research you're doing. So once you've made a discovery, like if the temperature goes below freezing, you can mark freezing temps as a yes in your journal under evidence. Now in that same page, you will have a list of a bunch of different types of ghosts that this could be. And luckily, if you mark yes or no on any of the evidence pieces, it will automatically just gray out the ones that it cannot be. So that does make it a lot easier. You don't have to go flip through the very convenient ghosts page and tab through each of the ghost types to figure out which it can't be or can be. But if you are down to say 2 or 3, you have maybe 2 pieces of evidence and don't have the tools or just can't figure out how to narrow it down even more, you can go to the ghost tab and just click through those 2 or 3 ghosts and try and make your best educated guess. Now, the ghosts will sometimes interact with you, and those come into the 2 forms of either a ghost event or a ghost hunt. Now, a ghost event, the ghost will appear. A lot of the times it'll make a sound, you can see it, and it'll move around. But a ghost event means that it will not attack or harm any of the players. It's not going to directly interact with you. But it can leave some evidence behind. So some of your tools are for strictly making evidence, such as the temperature gauge or the EMF reader. Others have to be used after a ghost event, like the UV light. Shine the ultraviolet light on any doors in the room that a ghost event has taken place in, and you might find residue of a handprint, and that can be marked as your evidence. Now, other tools like the salt can be used for more specific ghost types. It won't be listed in evidence that you can mark yes or no, but in the ghost section, a lot of them will have ghosts reacting a certain way to salt. Did it walk through salt? Did it not? And that can help with the really specific stuff later on if you really need to narrow down your ghost types, but the evidence is just not helping. So that leaves the hunt. Now the hunt is where it actually gets a little bit scary. Most of the time the lights will go out. It'll flip the circuit breaker, and all the doors will close. The inner doors you can still open and run out of the room, run into a room if you need be, but any external doors leading outside will be locked. So don't try and make a break for it. you're gonna die. Now, you can either try and run away from the ghost, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, or you can hide and pray the ghost doesn't find you. Once again, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you might just not be able to escape it. If it's something like a wraith that moves really fast and it's targeting you specifically, you might just be SOL. But either try and run or hide, just do your best. Don't try and talk, because there is certain things in the game that can trigger ghosts finding you, and that can be you talking. There is local and global talk in the game, but some say that even just talking into your microphone, the ghost can hear you, even if you're not pushing any of the things to talk in game. And if you are so unfortunate as to succumb to the ghost during the hunt, you're not fully out of the game yet. Now, typically, since you're supposed to be playing with in-game only, you're not supposed to be able to talk to the other players, but a lot of people just use Discord instead, so Now, if you do die, your corpse will be shown on the ground and people will be able to see your dead body and know that you have died. You will kind of become a ghost yourself, and the house will, instead of being dark and eerie, become this gray scale. You can kind of see everything now, and that also means you can see the ghost. So that can be the biggest advantage if you are playing through Discord and can still talk to your other teammates. If you see the ghost, you can direct them where to go or where not to go to avoid getting killed themselves. But that's really the only advantage that you can get, because you are essentially still limited to the same knowledge as your living counterparts. Now, the way that games end is either everyone dies, or someone lives and makes it back to the van and they leave in the van. This will end the game, and make sure that before the game ends, you select a ghost type in your journal, because that is how it will determine whether or not you won part of the round. You get money each round for different things that you do, such as, did you guess the right ghost? You can also take pictures, so make sure to get a camera, because if you take pictures of evidence, you can also get some bonus money. These pictures can include taking pictures of the ghost itself during a hunt or a ghost event. There's also different pieces of evidence, such as if you find a Ouija board or random bones scattered in the house. Just different things that you'll become accustomed to finding and looking for. You can take pictures and get a little extra bang for your buck. Now, like I said, this game is a bit janky. I've probably been showing some gameplay throughout the video, so you can kind of see how it works. And I say janky with love because I am not someone that loves true horror games that are going to make me jump and scream and think about it during, like, when I'm going to bed and have nightmares about it. The scariest game I've ever played is definitely Outlast by far, and it was completely terrifying, and I really would rather not play games like that because I am a coward. Now, this game, it does have like really eerie vibes, atmosphere going on, because the house, a lot of times it is very, very dark. You cannot see really what's in front of you. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but a lot of the times there will be objects, just furniture, in like my peripheral vision, and I will freak out thinking that it's a person or it's a ghost or something. I don't know if it's just me, but you can it's very eerie and unsettling. But because you can crouch and look around, and it's very like old school, like minimalistic with how your character can move and do things, it does add a bit of a funny aspect, which can balance out the creepiness for the funny and humoristic. And I think that's probably the best part, because yeah, during the ghost hunts, it is really scary because you're trying not to literally die. And even the ghost events, it'll probably make you jump because the ghost might appear right in front of you, and it sounds really creepy. And I have to say, every time I use one of the ghost communicator devices and I try and talk to the ghost and it talks back to me, I will always jump, I will always shiver, because it's just really creepy. They do a really good job with that. But that part is the scary part, and how your characters move and how they look is just like this awesome janky look. Like it's a cheaper game, and it really balances it out. It is a game anyone, even like scaredy cats like myself and some of my other friends, we have played it and we have loved it. So that is the perfect game to just group up with some friends. Like I said, have up to 4 people. Just go and investigate some paranormal activity in different houses, residents, schools, and just try and figure out what type of ghost is haunting the place. You won't get too scared. It's not gonna haunt you in your nightmares, and you will laugh at it. You will have a good laugh at least once during your play session. So that is my recommendation for a co-op, kind of eerie, but funny still game for October. And if you have any others, I would love for you to recommend them down in the comments below so that I can give them a try with my friends during this Halloween season. But that is going to be all for me for today. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up to let me know I did a good job, and maybe take a look around the channel and subscribe if you like my content and don't want me to get lost in the sea of YouTube content. But thank you for everyone who watched. I hope you have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and I hope to see you in a future video. Bye.